Ron Harris from MuscularDevelopment.com, standing here with Rosie the Rascal Heart from the UK, and this dapper gentleman next to her, their better half, Giles Tiger Thomas. They have is it the Rosie and Tiger show or the Tiger and Rosie show?
Tiger and Rascal show. He's put his name first.
Yeah. Couldn't go alphabetical? Okay.
Tiger show.
First of all, fifth place is where you just got. I know you wanted first place, but I mean, are you cool with fifth place?
I'm so happy. The whole show I've really enjoyed. I'm really, really pleased with how I looked. I looked so much better than last year. So yeah, when we did the pre-judging, I kind of got the feeling it was going to go more towards the bigger, slightly more conditioned girls. And I didn't feel sad about it, really. I just felt so kind of content with what I'd achieved this year with the prep, so I'm happy.
Well, I have to ask you that if they're going for bigger and more conditioned girls, you know, moving forward, do you try to get bigger and more conditioned, or you stick to the look you have in your head of this is my ideal of what I want to look like?
Yeah, for me, I've got such a clear idea of what I think women's physique should be, and I'm not going to try and play any other game other than my own, because I think it's I'm starting to be quite a unique look, because I think it is starting to go bigger and more ripped each year, and I'm not willing to chase that. So yeah, I love the look that I present, and I think it's, me personally, I think it's the perfect balance of athleticism, femininity, muscle. You can see all the detail in the lines, but it's not so shredded that the face sinks in. So yeah, I'm just going to keep playing my game.
Your routine was, I say this non-biased, you know, it was the best in the class. You had, you know, very emotional. It was definitely something you could tell you had a very strong performance background. So tell me a little bit about what that routine was all about and how you put it together.
Yeah, well, actually, the music and some of the moves was originally for the routine for the Olympia last year. Okay. And then because I didn't get through to the top 10, I didn't get to perform it.
That's right.
So I was like, I really want to do this routine because I'd spent a lot of time on it. So I kind of fine-tuned it, and yeah, it was really important for me to get that routine seen. Because I felt sad last year that I didn't get to show my skills and to entertain people, and because a lot of the time I think that is my thing, you know. So if I don't even get to show my routine, I think it's a damn shame.
It is. I
agree.
For the people. See, you gotta let her do her thing. You know, right now you're not in the very top echelon of the top few women's physique pros, but tremendous fan base, and it's growing all the time. Do you get contacted a lot from women who say, you're really inspiring me more so than maybe some of these women who are placing higher to get involved in this and get into women's physique?
Yeah, for sure. I get so much positive feedback, and I get so much positive feedback from people that are not into fitness. They don't know anything about bodybuilding or anything, and they look at me, and that inspires them to get into fitness, because they think of like the female bodybuilder as being something that's a little bit scary, and maybe they wouldn't want to weight lift, but then they see me and they're like, but you're so small and you're so petite and feminine.
You're a rascal.
Rosie can be scary. Rosie can be scary.
Never. So yeah, and like even coming off stage today, loads of people coming over saying, we think that your look is the perfect women's physique. So okay, it's not going to be for everyone. Some people like to see that slightly freakier, the really shredded, because it's so impressive, and obviously it takes a lot of hard work and so on. But I'll definitely have my fan base that really stay true to me, and they like what I'm doing.
Now you look comfortable and relaxed as any great performer would up there. This guy was sitting next to me, pretty much having a heart attack, freaking out. Giles, is it, hey, you know, I know you want her to win everything. How stressful is it as her significant other, watching her up there and hoping everything goes her way?
Well, it was a bit better this year, but for Dallas last year, I actually thought I was going to keel over. I could feel my heart beating in my chest, my hands were sweating. And it's just trying to sit there in the front row looking cool because, you know, it's like my first rodeo. I've been to millions of shows. But when you're here as someone's partner, you know, it's like you've been there every step of the way. It's tough. But, you know, you're saying about going for bigger, more conditioned girls. Rosie, bodybuilding's a journey, and Rosie is bigger and more conditioned than she was last year. She was 15 to 20% leaner than she was for Dallas. I think she was probably, her quads were up, her shoulders were bigger, her waist was smaller. She did all the things she said she was going to do after the Olympia. And it's just, so, I mean, Rosie's still in her rookie year, you know. She's still, till the Olympia, she's still the current rookie of the year. You know, and it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. You know, she could be... You know, she might have a 10-year pro career, so, you know, she's moving forward. End of the day, it's a tough show to do. Because I said to Rose, I said, look, if we choose shows, we've got to chase the competition. You want to see how good you are. There's no point doing an easy qualifier where you think the competition's going to, you've seen the list, you know who's doing it. There's only going to be 6 in it, it's a show out of the way. I said, you know, last year we picked a good show, an American show, and this year, you know, the same. Rosie said she wanted to do a later qualifier, so I said, right, do Tampa. It's a good show. Tim Gardner runs fantastic shows, and I tell you what, this has been a really fantastic.
We've just enjoyed it. So
yeah, I mean, I thanked Tim earlier, and I said, you know, you're doing a fantastic job here. You know,
and the food that you can get here, it's made it so smooth. You know, I think that's why I'm just so happy, because everything's gone perfectly. Okay, I didn't place where I wanted to, but everything else has just been perfect. So I just can't complain, really.
So I know you want to get to Olympia again. So where do you go from here? What's next?
Well, we're kind of hearing mixed things, so we need to find out exactly what's going on. But because some are saying this was the last qualifier for the Olympia, but then apparently there's Texas next week for women's physique. And then there's another one or something the week before Olympia.
Yeah, it's the what's the guy who runs the Wings of Strength? Jake. Well, apparently that's a week before the Olympia, because we were talking with Lisa Cross, the
Phoenix, I believe it's in Phoenix.
Yeah. And she was saying no, there's a women's physique qualifier for the Olympia, so they say, and I mean, maybe we could get her through on points and we should get the win. So I think maybe either we'll stay out here another week and do Texas if that's applicable, or we'll go home and then come back, and because I think I really want to see Rosie in the Olympia again this year. You know?
I think everybody wants to see Rosie in Olympia, and Rosie doing her routine at the Olympia, especially.
It's the future.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I want to thank you guys so much. You're probably hungry, thirsty. Maybe we'll get a drink later. I don't know. For Muscular Development, Ron Harris with Giles Tiger Thomas and Rosie the Rascal Hart.